We have all been taught the same shortcut: better keywords, better outputs. Prompt engineering became a craft of stuffing, templating, and trial and error. And yes, better keywords help, but if your best results still sound generic, brittle, or ethically dicey, the real problem is not vocabulary. The real problem is that we are treating prompt writing like copy editing instead of designing an architecture of cognition. Today, we stop chasing clever keywords and start building cognitive architectures for AI. Structured prompts that carry intent, context, constraints, and iterated feedback. That's where performance, safety, and strategic alignment live. The technical ground truth you must accept. If you want prompts that produce reliable reasoning, you must first understand, at a conceptual level, how modern models represent and process language. The Transformer revolution replaced recurrent loops with attention, a mechanism that lets a model weight every token in context against every other token, producing representations that are grounded in relationships, not just sequence. In short, meaning is a relationship network, not a bag of words. That's why surface keyword tricks often fail. The model is not a keyword indexer. It is a pattern engine built on attention. Further, when we ask models to show the chain of reasoning, we can often elicit multi-step thought by structuring prompts that encourage intermediate steps, a technique now known as chain of thought prompting. This method demonstrates that models can surface internal inferential chains when guided, improving performance on arithmetic, logic, and complex reasoning tasks. If you want interpretability and reliability, design prompts that scaffold reasoning, not just request answers. What prompt engineering should be? Cognitive architecture. Think of a prompt as a small, modular program that configures the model's internal state. A robust prompt architecture contains at least 6 layers. Role and intent. Who is the model being asked to be? For example, you are a forensic policy analyst. Context pipeline. Relevant facts, prior turns, and canonical sources that frame the problem. Cognitive anchors. Examples, analogies, or worked solutions that show how to think. Constraints and safety rules. Boundaries, ethical red lines, required citations, and forbidden outputs. Output schema. Precise format, sections, token limitations, and scoring rubric. Feedback loop. Post-output checks, human-in-the-loop corrections, and iterative refinement instructions. When you combine these layers, you create a cognitive architecture that steers the model's representational machinery, not by brute force keywords, but by shaping expectations and scaffolding reasoning. Practical blueprint: how to write a cognitive prompt. Follow a reproducible, repeatable flow. Step A: set the role and scope. Act as Senior Public Policy Analyst, 10+ years experience in data governance. Audience: University deans. Step B: provide the compact context pipeline. Include 3 to 5 bullet facts, dates, and 1 canonical source snippet. Example: context: University has 72% international students. Current policy, X. Citation: Model cards for model reporting, Mitchell et al. Always attach short excerpts rather than links alone. Step C: give a cognitive anchor. Example: show 1 short worked example of the kind of reasoning you want. Example: when asked to evaluate data bias, first list 3 dataset risks, then propose 2 mitigations, then propose an audit metric. Step D: define constraints and safety rules. Do not hallucinate sources. If uncertain, state, "I don't know," and provide a hypothesis with confidence level. Step E: specify the output schema. Produce executive summary, 80 words, 3 risks, each 30 to 50 words, 2 mitigations, each 40 to 60 words, references and confidence scores. Step F. Define the feedback loop. After your answer, propose 2 follow-up clarifying questions and then produce a short decision rubric for a human reviewer to validate the answer. This flow forces the model to do 3 things. A. Bring the right frame to the problem. B. Structure the answer to match human cognition. C. Produce artifacts that are verifiable and governable. Why intermediate steps, chain of thought, matter ethically and operationally. Asking for intermediate steps does more than improve accuracy. It creates an auditable trail. When a model surfaces its reasoning, humans can inspect, test, and correct. That is crucial for governance. Recent research demonstrates the practical benefit. Chain of thought prompting increases reasoning accuracy on complex, multi-step tasks. It's not mysticism, it's empirical. But a note of caution. Chain of thought can also increase confident hallucinations if not paired with constraints. Always combine reasoning scaffolds with constraints, e.g., when asserting a fact, provide a source or mark as hypothesis. Quote to frame the ethics. Model documentation is not optional. It is the baseline of accountability. Paraphrase of the model card's authors. Use model cards to record training data scope, intended use cases, and failure modes. Human in the loop, not a regulatory tick box, a design imperative. Human judgment is the safety valve. As Paul Doherty and H. James Wilson argue, the future of value is human plus machine, a partnership where machines handle scale and pattern detection, while humans handle meaning, ethics, and stakes. AI amplifies our decisions. It must therefore be governed where decisions are consequential. This is a leadership problem as much as a technical one. Design rule. Every high-stakes prompt has 3 zones. Auto zone, routine, safe. Model responds autonomously, e.g. formatting. Assist zone, decision support. Model provides graded options, human decides. Lock zone, safety critical. Model may not produce direct output without human sign-off. Draw these zones into your UI and workflow. Make them visible in the prompt architecture. A human-in-loop clause is a first-class part of the prompt. The AIQ Scorecard, how leaders evaluate prompt designs. If you want consistent quality, score prompts. Use an AIQ scorecard, a 1-page rubric with 5 axes. Intent fidelity. Did the model follow the role and intent? Reasoning transparency. Were intermediate steps present and sensible? Source discipline. Were claims referenced? Were hallucinations flagged? Safety and ethics. Did constraints prevent harmful outputs? Human decision assistance. Did the output enable a clear human decision path? Score each axis 1 to 5. Anything under 3 needs prompt redesign or human governance. This is rapid, iterative, and empirically driven. Score, refine, retest. Real-world example. Policy memo for an international university. You ask the model, draft a 500-word policy memo on algorithmic fairness in admissions for our university, where 72% are international and 45% speak EAL. Include 3 mitigations, 1 pilot design, and 2 audit metrics. Instead of one-shot prompting, use the cognitive architecture. Role. You are Chief Ethics Officer. Context. 3 facts about student mix and regulatory context. Anchor. Show 1 short worked example of a fairness mitigation, for example, debiasing by anonymized review. Constraints. Cite only peer-reviewed or official guidance. Mark hypotheses. Output schema. Executive summary, mitigations, pilot plan, audit metrics, references. Feedback loop. Ask 2 clarifying questions. You now get a memo structured for governance. The critical difference? The output is auditable and integrates ethics into the workflow. not an afterthought. Prompt libraries, model cards, and governance, institutionalizing quality. Scale requires repetition. Capture every high-value prompt as a prompt artifact, a small JSON document with fields for role, context, anchors, constraints, schema, and provenance. Ship these artifacts alongside model cards that record intended uses, training data caveats, and failure modes. This is not bureaucracy, it is the only realistic way to scale trust. Model cards are a proven practice for responsible deployment. Common failure modes and how to fix them. Hallucination. Fix. Require evidence lines. Add, if no reliable source available, respond, I don't know, here's a hypothesis. Overfitting to keywords. Fix. Replace keyword-driven tests with cognitive anchors and worked examples. Bias amplification. Fix. Add fairness checks to the feedback loop and test with diverse scenarios. Misaligned incentives. Fix. Change KPIs to include reliability, interpretability, and human review rates. 2 practical governance levers. Conditional release. Only publish outputs after human sign-off. And periodic red team audits. A short 30-day practicum to level up your team's prompt architecture. Week 1. Run a prompt inventory. Identify 10 high-risk, high-value prompts. Convert them into prompt artifacts. Week 2. For each, add cognitive anchors and an output schema. Create a 1-page model card summary for the underlying model. Week 3. Pilot human-in-loop zones for 2 prompts. Score them with the AIQ scorecard. Week 4. Run a red team. Stress test for hallucination and bias. Iterate. If you want this as templates, I'll publish the 10 times prompt artifact pack and a model card checklist in the description. Let me finish with the leadership truth. The power of AI will not be realized by those who whisper better keywords. It will be realized by those who design systems that distribute thought. Building cognitive prompt architectures is an act of institutional design. It asks you to specify who you want the model to be, what it must not do, and how humans will remain responsible. That is AIQ in practice. 2 brief quotes to hold this. The Transformer paper taught us that attention, relationships, matters more than raw sequence. Build prompts that respect that structure. And recent work on eliciting reasoning shows that models can be guided to expose intermediate thinking. Use that to create auditable, governable systems. If you found this useful, download the Cognitive Prompt Template Pack and the 1-page AIQ scorecard, link below. If you want me to workshop your top 5 prompts with your team, send them in. We will convert them from brittle queries into robust cognitive architectures. Master your AIQ. Become the architect of the future. Thank you for watching. Don't teach your teams to prompt, teach them to architect thought. That is how you scale safe intelligence.